Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Robin Lopez, Principal Community Relations Officer at LA Metro. We apologize for the delay. We were having some technical difficulties, but now it looks like everything on the screen is good and ready to go. Throughout the presentation, you might see some boxes or glitches that might get in the way. Let us know if you are having any issues with that, and we will also have this presentation up on our website, and it will show the full slides, and there will be no boxes or glitches. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us today, and welcome to our construction update meeting for the D-Line subway extension, where today we will be going over updates for our Beverly Hills stations. Next slide. We know your time is important, so once again, thank you for joining us. We strongly encourage you to be an active participant in this meeting by using the Q&A feature that is listed on the screen and submitting any questions or comments that you may have. This meeting will also be recorded and posted on our project website, and it will also be distributed to our project email list. Next slide. And now I'd like to introduce our Facebook groups for the Metro West Side. So you can join the conversation on West Side City's Facebook group and stay up to date with the latest construction information, community events, and project updates. You can join by visiting facebook.com/groups/Metro West Side or by scanning the QR code that is listed on the screen. Next slide. So stay connected with Metro updates. You can stay informed about what's happening across the system by visiting Metro's Friday email and newsletter pages. Each update highlights upcoming service changes, community events, project milestones, and rider resources. We do have our Friday email and the link on the screen, which is gometro.la/Friday, or you can subscribe to our newsletter by visiting gometro.la/newsletter. Next slide. Now I would like to introduce the Know Your Rights campaign, which is LA County's Know Your Rights campaign, where all immigrants, regardless of status, are entitled to basic rights and protections under the law. Listed are key support services available, and you can visit oia.lacounty.gov for more information. Next slide. Metro is helping riders stay safe during extreme heat through the Beat the Heat campaign. You can scan the QR code to access Metro's Heat Awareness Guidebook, where you can find cooling stations, hydration, resources, heat safety tips, and information about signing up for heat and weather alerts. Next slide. And Metro is also happy to share that Section 1, including the new Wilshire La Brea, Wilshire Fairfax, and Wilshire La Cienega stations, opened on May 8th. This milestone extends subway services further west, improves travel times, and provides stronger regional connectors for residents, workers, and visitors. We would like to thank everyone who participated in the opening this past Friday, and we hope everyone had a great time. And now we have a video to share.
More than a line, it's a leap forward. Through the heart of LA, the Metro D-Line extension connects Koreatown, Windsor Square, Hancock Park, Miracle Mile, Museum Row, and Beverly Hills, linking the places that shape our city's soul. This isn't just new track underground. It's a safer, cleaner, faster way to move through LA, linking neighborhoods, opening access to world-class culture, and taking cars off the road. New stations at Wilshire La Brea, Wilshire Fairfax, and Wilshire La Cienega aren't just stops underground. They're new ways to explore our city. From late-night bites in Little Ethiopia, to tacos by the tar pits, to the art and history that line Wilshire Boulevard, every stop is a story of who we are. Every ride brings us closer to opportunity and to the shared future we're building. Because when LA moves together, LA moves forward.
So once again, thank you. And that was our video that shows the Section 1 D line that was open this Friday. And we would just like to thank everyone for being a part of it. And now I will pass it on to Juan Solorio, our Community Relations Manager.
Thanks, Robin, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juan Solorio. I'm the manager for community relations on the D-Line Extension Project, Metro Community Relations. We are committed to engaging stakeholders as Metro plans, builds, and operates a world-class transportation system. Our goal is to actively engage, inform, and educate the public while providing opportunities for input and feedback and amplifying the voices of our community members. And so we're very excited today to be able to just present the current status of the project as it relates to the city of Beverly Hills. Here you can see on this slide the different team members on behalf of Metro and the design builder that are working toward maintaining and building the relationships with the community and ensuring that we get all the right information, status updates, construction notices to the community as Metro works to deliver this transformative project. And so again, I'm Juan Solorio. On the call today, we have Mindy Lake, who's the Principal Community Relations Officer on the project, working specifically in Beverly Hills. We also have Scott Donahue, who is the representative, our counterpart with STS, the design builder for Section 1. And we also have Ross Peller, who is the project information coordinator on behalf of TPOG, the design builder for Section 2. And we'll also have our Metro Construction Mitigation Program team members talk about the Business Interruption Fund, as well as our Eat, Shop, Play programs, which are mitigation programs that help us uplift and support small businesses in the community while Metro continues to build the project. And today, facilitating these slides and the webinar is our strategy and programming team with Robin Lopez and Stephanie Estrada. So thank you to everyone that's participating in today's call. And with that, we can go to the next slide. In today's agenda, we will be providing a project overview of the entire project, but later in the presentation, we'll be going into a specific construction update as it relates to the Wilshire La Cienega station and the Beverly Drive station. And again, we'll have some of our Metro colleagues talk about what's happening in the Business Interruption Fund, Eat, Shop, Play, and highlighting how Metro supports small businesses. And with that, we can go to the next slide. And as always, we start off with just a overview of the project, a visual overview. Here you can see the different parts of the project, Section 1, Section 2, and Section 3. Section 1 recently was our three stations that just opened. We had some incredible celebrations in the community at Wilshire Western, Wilshire La Brea, Fairfax, and the La Cienega station. So if folks on today's call were there, you saw the excitement for the D-line opening, the dancing, the shouting, the clapping. It was a warm day, but that didn't stop the community from coming out. So super excited that we were able to open those. And oh, there we go. And moving on to Section 2, Wilshire La Cienega and the Century City Station. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Section 2, that's going to include the Beverly Drive and the Century City Station. Beverly Drive is in the Beverly Hills city. And then our last section from Century City to Westwood includes two new stations. That's going to be the Westwood UCLA and the Westwood VA Hospital. We can go to the next slide. And here you can see our forecasted schedule for the project and the entire alignment. As you can see, Section 1 has opened. We are forecasting that Section 2 opens sometime in spring of 2027. And shortly after that, Section 3 will open in fall of 2027. We can go to the next slide. And with this project, again, Metro is bringing a transformative investment that's going to expand our our high capacity rail to Los Angeles West Side, connecting Angelinos to one of the region's densest employment and cultural centers. And so by the time we're done, we'll be able to get from downtown to Museum Row to Beverly Hills to Century City to Westwood and all the way to the west side of Los Angeles. It is truly going to be a transformative project when this subway is delivered. We can go to the next slide. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mindy Lake, our Principal Community Relations Officer for the project.
Thank you, Juan. And I would like to reiterate that opening Section 1 of the D line was monumental. And what you can now achieve by getting on at Wilshire and Western is to run from Koreatown all the way to La Cienega, and on the way you will see the El Rey Theater in the Miracle Mile, the Natural History Museum, and LACMA, of course, at Fairfax Station, and you get to La Cienega and you'll get to the Saban Theater. So we are really excited for you to go on this cultural journey while we continue to build west into Century City. Thank you. And now I believe I'm going to turn it over to Scott Donahue to go over the finals left to do at the Wilshire La Cienega Station. Scott.
Thank you very much, Mindy. Proud to say that the rendering of the station looks pretty much exactly like what the station looks like now that we've officially unveiled it and gotten it out from behind all of those construction fencing. Those of you who might be a little bit confused as to why I'm still presenting construction information, I just want to note that we are still doing civil restoration work up on the surface. The subway itself is a completely separate entity. The construction was completed a long time ago, and Metro had been testing it over the last 6 to 8 months while we're still doing work up on the surface. So I'll talk about that a little bit and then show off some pictures from the opening ceremony for those of you who weren't able to join us. So just to take a look, basically over the next couple of months, we're going to be focusing on what remains of the civil restoration. There's a little bit of work that we still have to do west of La Cienega Boulevard. There's a couple of blocks that we did some work there back in 2018 and 2019. And then the final bit of work should happen sometime this summer. We're looking at June to September range, where we do the final pave, give you a brand new street similar to the way we did at Wilshire Fairfax and Wilshire La Cienega. Next slide, please. Or sorry, Wilshire La Brea, not La Cienega. That's my bad. So this is just an example of what some of that civil restoration looks like. We have areas that are partially covered up by steel plates. Some of those are in the street. Some of them are in the sidewalk. We're still working a lot in front of 8484 and then on the opposing corner. This work, I believe, was pictured about 2 weeks ago. We may need to come back to do some additional work. Next slide, please. So while all this work is happening on the surface, we have maintained basically a reduction in parking meters that used to exist there, although I'm hoping now at this point we're getting a little bit closer to being able to put those back in. But for the time being, while they're still out, we have set up replacement parking at 8447 Wilshire and 8350 Wilshire. Both of them are approachable and reachable by their respective side streets. That would be South Tower and North Hamilton. This is a special treat. Mention Metro upon first entering, and you will receive your first hour parking for free. Next slide, please. So here's a quick little tour of the plaza. The plaza, again, the entryway to the Wilshire La Cienega station is on the northeast corner of Wilshire Boulevard and La Cienega Boulevard. What you see pictured here is a generator room and these bike locks, these full bike locks that you have access to. I also want to note that there are also rental bikes that you can take that are exclusively through Metro, as well as at some point, bus ops should be restoring the full 720 and 20 stops at each of the stations. So it's all part of Metro's first last mile initiative. Next slide, please. So as you're making your way down through the grand escalator, you will see this artwork. It's evocative of the Saban and some of the artsy areas around La Cienega. Next slide, please. So I'll take you down to the ticketing platform. I wanted to make special note of the new extended map that now shows the D line going beyond Wilshire Western, goes all the way up to Wilshire La Cienega. And then there are these new ticketing kiosks. Next slide, please. Here's a look at the track area. Obviously, that fencing is no longer there anymore. These pictures were taken a couple weeks before opening, but I do have pictures later on from the actual opening. Next slide, please. This is a look at the brand new trains. These pictures were taken, I think, a couple weeks before the opening, but all of the new trains still kind of end up looking like this. Next slide, please. So I took a couple of stills from videos I took from the actual opening. The picture on the left is actually the first train to enter Wilshire La Brea with passengers. The middle picture are passengers making their way down, and then the picture on the far right are the people who are literally starting to walk in to Wilshire La Brea. Next slide, please. Here's a map at the interior, and then again, you can see people flooding into the stations. Next slide, please. All right, and then just one last slide from me. I'm gonna, while I'm talking, I'm gonna see if there are any Q&A for me. But I just want to note that there are some geotechnical instruments that we installed for the station way back at the beginning of the project. These were all designed to test settlement, make sure that things weren't moving around too much while we were doing our excavation and our construction. We still need to abandon some of them. Most of them are in intersections at this point. Some of them do require extended closures. There are no immediate plans at the moment, but I like to keep this on here just in case. So let me check the Q&A really quick. I don't think I see anything, so I'm going to hand it off to Mindy Lake. Take it away, Mindy.
Thank you, Scott. Next slide, please. So here we see, well, this isn't exactly the rendering for section 2. You will see it shortly. So I just wanted to go over briefly because I do also cover the Century City Station. Section 2 includes Century City and the second station in Beverly Hills at Beverly Drive in Wilshire. And this section will then be bringing passengers from La Cienega and Wilshire to Beverly Drive in Wilshire and then on to Century City, where we have one of the highest capacity commercial zones on the rail. And we're providing fast and reliable opportunity to get from Century City all the way downtown to Union Station in less than 22 minutes. So this should be a game changer for those of us in Los Angeles who don't know how to live without our cars, and we hope that you will absolutely participate in this transformative project for Metro. And with that, I will introduce, next slide, please, Scott Pelzer to go over the construction updates for the Beverly Drive station. Take it away, Ross. Did I say Scott? I meant Ross. Sorry.
It's all right. Thank you, Mindy. Yes, my name is Ross Pelzer.
It's been a day. Sorry.
It's been a day for us all. I am the project information coordinator for Section 2 of the D-Line extension, representing the contractor TPOG or Tudor Printy. And right now, what we're looking at is a rendering of what the station will look like upon completion, with it being on the corner of South Reeves Drive and Wilshire Boulevard. From the angle we're looking at, we're kind of standing on the sidewalk of Wilshire Boulevard, and you could see the ingress and egress for the escalators and stairwells down to the concourse level, as well as an elevator rendering on the right that will connect both the concourse and the station platform. And now here's just an aerial view of what it looks like underground while everything's happening, where at least all the work is taking place, with the large construction or the station box right there where it says Beverly Drive Station throughout Wilshire Boulevard. And then the different color coding spots throughout the map. You could see the blue rectangles that we have in the center is what we are just kind of looking at in the previous slide with the rendering, where the larger one is the ingress and egress of the stairwell and the escalators. And then the smaller one at the top left is the rendering for the elevators. I'll be connecting to both the plaza down below. The yellow is going to be the station entrance plaza that surrounds it. And then the yellow, or not the yellow, my apologies, the pink L that is going around it, it's just a temporary easement work area that the contractor is using to support construction for the station. And here's just kind of a basic view of what the actual skeleton of the station is going to look like, where we have the concourse level being supported by both the interior walls and exterior, all on top of an invert slab and below the roof at the very top of it. Just a basic structure of what the whole station is going to look like. Now moving into some more of the work, just want to provide an update of what the contractor's been doing lately when it comes to the Beverly Drive station, with completion of the point-supported glass system and terrazzo tiles for both the station or for the station entrance, as well as installation of elevator entrances, doors, and fixtures. Next, the installation of the concourse storefront at the elevator with the topping slab placement on the track and platform level, which we'll see in a couple or here in the next photo. This is what it looked like on the concourse level in the storefront before we put the first concrete slab. And then with the next slide, now we see what it looks like where we have that first level. Still very early on, but it's just interesting to see what it looks like at bare bones. And I'm very excited to see what it'll look like at the end, kind of what we were seeing about the section 1 photos earlier. Next, we're going to go back to station level, and this is going to be more highlighting the point-supported glass system. So from what we're looking at the opposite angle of the entryway for the ingress and egress into station concourse level. But more importantly, you can see the structure for everything on the very top right there, as well as just the supporting beams and walls. Very early on imagery, so not a lot of fancier things to look at, but it's just, once again, very interesting to highlight the structure that is going to be going into the station entrance. Going back underground now. So this photo is taken from the station concourse level. Now we're standing on the concourse looking east towards the track platform level. Just interesting to see the different vantage points and just how far things are coming along with the track being installed, with the wayfinding systems along the side of the track on the station platform level, and just all the supporting beams and concrete. It's going to be soon, not soon, later on down the line, decorated, look a lot more beautiful once the final product is ready. Once again, looking from the concourse level, but now we're looking west towards the track platform level. Very similar view as we saw before, but I like to point out that the concourse extends over the track on the right side of the screen. Just the very interesting view to see how everything is going and just how tight and everything is well organized. Now I want to get into some of the more current work that's going on for the Beverly Drive station. Starting off with the Wilshire South sidewalk curb, gutter, and sidewalk restoration. This is very similar to work that's been happening along the north side of Wilshire for a couple months now, but now we're just transitioning to the south side. It's going to be done in sections, usually block by block. And when it comes to each individual block, we'll coordinate with all the stakeholders that will be impacted by the work. Each sidewalk, each entryway is going to look different when it comes to specific traffic controls, just because the contractor is stressed they want to maintain ADA access for pedestrian access. So different ramps, entryways for all these buildings going to have different platforms put in place, temporary platforms, and just traffic controls for each block. But as mentioned, we've been communicating with each individual stakeholder, and as progress moves along throughout Wilshire, we'll continue to coordinate with future stakeholders. Specific daytime work hours for this would be 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. But we would like to stress that permitted noise activity is only performed from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. during the day. And then for nighttime work, no noisy activities, but it will be from 8:15 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. for regular quiet work. Next is going to be equipment decommission work. So the contractor will be performing this work along Wilshire Boulevard at various locations between Leduc Road and North Tahini Drive from Monday, May 11th through Monday, May 12th. This will require intermittent lane closures and lane tapers for the westbound and eastbound Wilshire Boulevard traffic. However, I would like to note that most of this work will be occurring during nighttime hours of 8:15 p.m. to 7 a.m. However, once we get to North Clark and in between North Clark Drive and North Tahini Drive, there will be some daytime work hours of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Next, moving on to some AKA alley work. It's going to be asphalt demolition, removal, and restoration. The contractor will be forming this work in the AKA alley between North Cannon Drive and North Crescent Drive throughout the month of May. They've already been working on it, but we're still continuing with some more work. And starting 2 days ago on Monday, May 11th through Wednesday, May 20th, the contractor has done the closure for the AKA alley for alley improvement activities. Once again, this daytime work hours are going to be 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., but the noise generating activities starting at 9 a.m. during the days. Specific traffic controls for this work. The AKA alley will be closed to support these alley improvements from the alley approach at Wilshire Boulevard, approximately 180 feet north to the end of the North Canyon Yard. So we're trying to keep it in line with the staging yards already been in place. And if all impacts have been coordinated with local stakeholders, and we're trying our best, or we're doing our best to keep access to the AKA's driveway for the monthly parking. If there is any change in plans, we will make sure to let the stakeholder know in advance. But as of right now, access will be maintained throughout work activities. But for some of it, it'll be open via Clifton Way. So Wilshire Boulevard entryway to the alley might be closed, but if that does happen, it'll be access be maintained from Clifton Way, which is going to be on the opposite side of the alley. Next is going to be the Mayborn Alley. Once again, very similar work, asphalt demolition, removal, and restoration. The contractor will close the Mayborn Alley, perform this work throughout the month of May from Wednesday, May 13th, so today, to May 19th. The contractor will close it for these improvement activities, very similar to the AK Alley I just discussed, from 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., noise generating activities at 9 a.m. Specific traffic control, the Mayborn Alley will be closed at Wilshire Boulevard during work activities from the alley driveway and approximately 50 feet north of Wilshire Boulevard. We can move on to the next slide, where I will then passing it off to my associate, Aaron Choi, to be talking about the Business Interruption Fund. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, folks. My name is Aaron Choi, and could we roll back to the cover slide? Okay, this one's fine. This one's fine. We can work with this. So, hello. Oh, could we go forward one more? Yeah, this one. This is it. Okay. So, hello again. My name is Aaron Choi, and I'm representing the Metro Business Interruption Fund program. Today's agenda will cover what our program does, and then I'll provide a quick update on our progress so far. Next slide, please. So, the Business Interruption Fund program is a construction mitigation effort by Metro, meaning that anytime there is major rail construction on our rail corridors and projects, we provide financial assistance in the form of grants to small businesses located directly along our rail corridors. Assuming a business is eligible for a grant, they can receive up to $60,000 per impact year. And that is dependent on their provable revenue loss directly related to metro construction. We're currently active on D-Line, extension sections 1, 2, and 3, as well as the East San Fernando Valley Light Rail Transit Project. And a quick note for those business owners on D-Line 1, with the opening of the section 1 on May 8th, last Friday, You don't have to worry about if you have not received your grant yet, because we will be awarding grants up to 6 months out since the opening, and that is only for impacts that occurred during construction. If you have further questions, or if you're curious about our program's history or eligibility requirements, you can visit us at our website, metro.net/BIF. Next slide, please. Okay, so the diagram on screen shows our total amount awarded program-wide since our inception. You can see how the D line measures up at the top of the table in the middle, as well as the left side of the bar chart against the rest of our projects so far. And since 2015, we have awarded $55 million in grants to small businesses, assisted almost 600 businesses, and also awarded over 2,000 grants. Next slide, please. In this diagram, you can see our average grant award value. Over on the right side, in red, you can see our overall average for our program, and on the left, you can see how D-line 1, 2, and 3 measure up against our program average. Next slide, please. And lastly, we have the total amount awarded, but with a focus on our Beverly Hills locations. So that would be the areas Wilshire, La Cienega, Wilshire, La Cienega West, as well as the Beverly Drive station. And in the blue table, you can see how the Beverly Hills awards measure up against the D-line in general, as well as our program-wide awards. Next slide, please. And if you'd like to know more about our program, if you need to talk to someone about general program information, you can reach out to our director, that is Angela Winston, and her information is in the table above. And if you have questions about how to apply or questions about an existing application you have with us, you can speak to Brian Miyamoto, who is our contact over at the Fund Administrator, PCR, and his information is there below. And that's it for me. Next, I'll be handing it off to Eileen from Eat Shop Play.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, everyone. I'm Eileen Perungao. I'm the Principal Community Relations Officer for Eat Shop Play. One of the most important parts of any major construction project is making sure that the surrounding business community feels supported along the way. And that's exactly why Eat Shop Play Construction Mitigation Program was created. This program is designed to help local businesses navigate periods of construction by offering free marketing support, educational resources, promotional opportunities, and personalized coaching. So any business that's located within a quarter mile of the project alignment is eligible to participate at no cost at all. What makes this program especially valuable is that our outreach evolves alongside the project itself. So as construction milestones approach, we tailor campaigns and communications to help businesses stay visible and connected to customers during these high impact periods. Businesses enrolled in the program have access to free monthly digital marketing webinars that focus on practical, timely topics for business owners. We also provide tutorials covering online tools and platforms that can help businesses strengthen their marketing efforts. Additionally, enrolled businesses can receive one-on-one coaching sessions designed to help owners set goals, solve challenges, and grow professionally. As opportunities become available, businesses can also be featured in print and digital promotional campaigns. Our team continues to connect with businesses near future stations as we develop new campaigns to help spotlight and support these communities. Next slide, please. So on this slide, I'd like to highlight our upcoming free webinar taking place on Friday, May 29th at 9 a.m. This session is called Create Videos with Your Photos on Canva, and it's designed to help small businesses create engaging content quickly and easily, even without any prior design experience. In less than an hour, participants can learn how to use everyday photos and turn them into dynamic promotional videos by using Canva's video editor, customizable templates, adding text transitions and effects to make their content more engaging for customers online. So we know that video continues to be one of the most effective ways for businesses to connect with their audiences. So this workshop focuses on practical tools owners can use right away. Additional details can be found on our website at metro.net/eatshopplay. And businesses can also register directly using our QR code shown on this slide. The webinar is open to all businesses located within a quarter mile of the project area. And even if someone can't attend it live, they can still enroll in the program and access the webinar recordings or connect one-on-one with a marketing expert for additional support. And then next slide. Lastly, I'd just like to take a moment to spotlight one of our wonderful businesses participating in the program, which is Wilshire Printing and Copies. This shop is owned by Masood, whose warmth and dedication and attention to detail has made him a really trusted part of the community for over 34 years. He serves both Beverly Hills, but also the greater LA area. What stood out to me the most is his level of care that he puts into every single project. Before anything goes to print at his shop, his team personally conducts 2 separate quality checks to ensure that the final product meets his standards. So while Wilshire is especially known for blueprint printing services, the shop also offers a range of specialty printing solutions, including custom rubber stamps. So for your next project, printing project, I encourage you to support this local business by taking the D line to the new Wilshire La Cienega station and stopping by Wilshire Printing and Copies. And now I'll hand it back to Juan.
Thank you so much for that. And with that, we've reached the end of our agenda today. And I want to thank everyone that jumped on today to hear about the status of the Wilshire La Cienega and the Beverly Drive station in the city of Beverly Hills. We did have 2 questions in the chat, and I sort of just want to uplift those questions. Gabriella had a question about the Wilshire Camden stop. If there is a specific question, Gabriella, please reach out to our project email, metrodline@metro.net. Today's presentation is specifically focused on the subway project and the stations that we're building. And so if you want to specify what the specific question is, our team can definitely get those answers to you. An anonymous attendee also asked if there was an expedited plan or schedule for the Section 3 stations. I just want to assure the public we are working as fast as we can to deliver the project. And as of now, that forecasted as soon as possible completion date looks to be fall of 2027. But construction is dynamic. And so if there are any updates, normally those updates are first presented publicly to the Board of Metro Board of Directors, and then we help amplify that information through the work that we do here for the community relations team on the project. But I don't see any other questions. Oh, I do see any connection lines between the D line and the E line. Off the top of my head, I'm not familiar with how those two connect. I think they're
No, there
yeah,
is
right.
not. There's
Thank you,
no
Mindy.
connection unless you want to take the D line all the way down to Union Station, and then you can hop on the E line from Union Station on the D line, from the D line. But there's not a direct connection any of our stations along Wilshire Boulevard to the E line.
Thank you, Mindy. Appreciate that. So there
Excuse me,
is no
really quick. Pardon my interruption. This is Glyza, also from LA Metro. There is a bus that runs down Westwood. So that is later when Section 3 is complete. But at this time, from Section 1 to E-Line, as Mindy said, there isn't a direct connection.
Yeah, thank you for that, Glyza. The E-line's coming back to me. We have so many service lines, but that's correct. There should be a north-south bus connection along the main large corridors where you can get off and catch a bus transfer. And so we do encourage folks to go to metro.net where we do have a little travel direction assistance where you can input your beginning destination and then your ending destination, and that will help you learn how to travel across LA County using our system. So we have a second question. When are the stations planned to open? Will there be celebration plan similar to D-Line expansion phase one opening. Again, we'll be sharing this slide deck in a email blast. But right now, the forecasted day for section two is spring of 2027, and section three is forecasted for fall of 2027. And celebration plans will be developed and announced closer to the opening date. So the public can kind of keep an eye out for that information as we get closer and approach the those announcements.
I can answer a
And
second
Jack,
part of that question, Juan.
go ahead.
When it comes to the El Nino storms or any weather delays, Jack, the contractor does it by week, day by day basis. So once the weather comes and affects it, they will take care of making sure all weather precautions are put in place to not affect or damage what the current work is done. But then it could cause delays because of that. Once again, construction's dynamic is always changing, but the contractor pays very close attention to make sure that everything is safe and everyone is safe working on the crews are safe working when these weather storms come into place. So it's just kind of a day by day, week by week basis, but we appreciate your question.
Thanks, Ross. Appreciate that. And with that, I think that's the end of our questions. Thank you, Dominic, for reminding everyone that there is a connection between the D line and the E line at the 7th Street and Metro Station. So that, yeah, that is correct. I think it was the Metro Regional Connection Connector project that helped facilitate those connections in downtown LA. So appreciate you jumping in there. But with that, I don't see any more questions. The last thing I want to mention is how to stay in touch with the project and our team. We do have a project hotline number that the public can reach out to for any questions or any concerns or issues that they might observe related to the construction project or just inquiring for additional information. We also have our project email, metrodline@metro.net, and we have our project website, metro.net/dline. And as always, we have our Facebook groups at facebook.com/groups/Metro Westside. And our next virtual community update, it's going to be on July 8th at the same time as today, normally always on Wednesdays. That's going to be July 8th, 2026 at 12 p.m. And we'll be sharing that information once more a week prior to that meeting date. So again, we look forward to meeting with you and the public again in a few months. And please continue to reach out to us at our contact information. And we were so glad that we were able to just share this information for the public. And with that, thank you, everyone.